less maintenance.
That's one of the things that I was going to get into with you, is that I think that it's interesting is that there was this new program by the CEO about bringing in new riders to Harley, and they've tried that. I'm sure you're well versed in Eric Buell and what he did in these. I consider them half measures. You bring in Buell and he's making these great bikes that are using Sportster engines far more efficiently than the Sportster ever has. But you put in this sub brand, it's tucked off in the corner of the dealership. Nobody look at it. Hey, our dealers don't really know what this is, but if you know, buy one. They have these programs where they're putting people on Buell Blast, these little 500cc half Sportster engines, and they're trying to bring people in, but it's just such a half measure. And meanwhile, they're putting all their market share, all their research and development into trikes and these bigger dressers that are scaring off newer riders. I'm a newer rider myself. And to me, going into a Harley dealership is like, that's a foreign country, man. They don't, if you're not already well versed, they don't know what to tell you, at least around here. And they're trying to bring back repeat customers.
Yeah. And here's the other thing. And this is a cultural thing more than anything, I think.
Yeah.
If you look at the brand Harley Davidson, when I'm 65, I'll be 66 at the end of this month. So as a young kid, an impressionable person, which is, where ad dollars are spent and where first impressions are made, and first impressions are often the strongest impressions, right? So people in my era, my age group, boomers as they're referred to, I think, we grew up going, wow, Steve McQueen drives a Harley. The Hells Angels drive Harleys.
The badass.
Harleys were such a powerful cultural kind of cool American renegade kind of brand that you grow up being exposed to that, which is why when I was like 22 years old, I couldn't wait to get a Harley because of what I was exposed to and related to really as a much younger child, really, and young adult. And I think that's still a big thing today, which is why, Harley, probably, I don't know, I don't study this business, but I'm guessing the majority of their market, their business comes from people who are 35, 45 years and older.
Yeah.
And
well, I actually looked at the numbers ahead of this, and it's actually their average customer age right now is 48 years old.
All right. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is because Harleys now are kind of expensive.
They are very expensive.
If you go, I was looking for, because I've got a bike, I got a custom built, it was originally a 1995 Harley FTLH. All I did was really buy it, strip everything off. All I wanted was the frame because I put in a 124-inch custom S&S motor, and that was the only Harley frame that could hold that size of motor. It's such a big engine. And then I had, my bike kind of built around that. And I've gotten to the point now where it's cool. My son really wants a cool dresser, and I'm about ready to give it to him. And I was starting to give my son my bike because he wants and actually needs a dresser because him and his wife like to ride together, and a dresser is way more comfortable than the Springer.
How old is your son, Eric?
Garrett is got to do the math in my head, maybe 37.
Okay, pretty close. Chris,
yeah, about around my age, yeah.
Yeah, and he's driving a Springer. Actually, he drives the bike that Hulk Hogan gave me as a Christmas present back in 1996.
Wow. Pretty cool.
Oh, fantastic.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's what he's driving. But he wants a bagger that's more comfortable. He can go on long trips with. More comfortable for his wife. So I'm going to give him my bagger. So I'm thinking about, all right, what do I want to buy next? Do I really want another Harley to replace a Harley? Maybe, because my bike's kind of old and it's custom built bike. It's not the same as a factory bike. Yeah. Factory bikes are much smoother. They're quieter. There's more to them. And then I started looking. This is the part that I'm almost embarrassed to admit. Fuck, this is going to be all over the world. People, I'm never going to be able to live this down.
We're here for you, Eric.
We're here for you, Eric.
Fuck. I'm thinking about buying a Honda Goldwing.
I get it. I mean, technologically, it's for somebody in my age group, it has a certain connotation. But technologically, I would be hard pressed to say that there's a better bike in the world mechanically. From a strictly engineering standpoint, I don't think there's a better bike in the world than a Honda Goldwing.
To get your first bike. What's your dream bike?
I mean, my dream bike would be a Ducati Panigale, which would murder me, but it's a cool bike. But as far as what you're talking about, I don't know. Harley doesn't have anything that can compete technologically with a Goldwing at all.
Have you seen like the 2021? They've got one that is, because when I told my son, who I was really embarrassed to tell him I was even thinking about this, because we're a Harley family.
Of course.
I said, I'm thinking about buying a Goldwing. Well, of course, my son immediately thinks to